Today we shall discuss about power amplifiers. What is power amplifier? A power amplifier is an electronic amplifier designed to increase the magnitude of power of a given input signal. The power of the input signal is increased the power of the input signal is increased to a level high enough to drive loads of output devices like speakers, headphones, RF transmitter, etc. This is the example for power amplifier. You can observe here, this is a speaker, okay. This one is loudspeaker. Input we are giving. In this case, a microphone is used as an input source. A microphone is used as an input source. The magnitude of signal from the microphone is not enough for the power amplifier. The magnitude of this signal is not enough for the power amplifier. Okay, that's why before going to the power amplifier, it will pre-amplified. Okay, it is pre-amplified where its voltage and current are increased slightly. Okay, voltage and current are increased slightly, then signal is passed through the tone and volume control circuits, which makes adjustment to the audio waveform. Finally, the signal is passed through a power amplifier and output from power amplifier is fed to the speaker. Okay. What do you mean by power amplifier? It is an electronic amplifier. It is designed to what? It is designed for to increase the magnitude of the power of a given input signal. For input signal, if we speak with a low voice, but audience should hear loudly. Okay, for that we use power amplifier, a device that is loudspeaker, that before going to the loudspeaker there is a mic. Okay, this one is mic. This from mic to loudspeaker, this is the process. It is pre-amplified. That means voltage and current, it will be increased. The signal of voltage and current is increased and it is passed through the tone and volume controls and it is passed through the power amplifier. Okay, next loudspeaker. This is the process for power amplifier process. It is an electronic amplifier designed to increase the magnitude of power of a given input signal. The power of the input signal is increased to a level high enough to drive loads of output devices like speakers, headphones, RF transmitter, etc. This is what introduction about power amplifiers. Next, different types of power amplifiers. What are the different types of power amplifiers? Or we can say that in exams they will ask that explain the classification of power amplifiers with a neat circuit diagram and waveforms of collector current and collector voltage for each type of power amplifier. This is what they ask in the exams. First is Class A amplifier. Okay, this is the circuit for Class A amplifier and this is the waveform for that. Okay, for all values of input signal, the transistor remains in the transistor will remain in the active region and never enters to cut off or saturation region. Okay, in Class A amplifier, what happens in a Class A amplifier? For all values of input, the transistor will remain in active region and never enter to the cutoff or saturation region. The collector current flows for the collector current flows for 360 degree. Okay, it will flow for 360 degree. This one is 180 and this one is 180. Okay, total 360, positive and negative, full cycle of the input signal. The efficiency of class A operation is very small, lies between 25% to 50%. Next is class B amplifiers. In a negative half cycle of the input signal, the transistor enters into a cutoff region. In class B amplifier, what happens? In negative half cycle of the input signal, the transistor enters into a cutoff region. Okay. For negative half cycle, the transistor will enter into a cutoff region and no signal is produced at the output. For negative half cycle, no output is produced. Okay. Due to the selection of Q point, on the axis, on the x-axis, the transistor remains in the active region only for positive half cycle. It will remain in the active region only for what? Only for positive half cycle of the input signal. What about negative half cycle? No output. Okay, hence this half cycle is reproduced at the output. The collector current flows only for 180 degree, that is half cycle of the input signal. The efficiency of class B operation is much higher than the class A operation, up to 78.5%. Okay, the efficiency of class B operation is much higher than the class A operation. Okay, that is 78.5%. This is a graph for that. Okay, this is a output what we get only for positive cycle. Okay, we don't get negative. Class C. Next is class C amplifier. The angle of the collector current flows is less than 180. First in class A full cycle, in class B half cycle, that is positive cycle only it will conduct for positive cycle, output will be produced for only positive cycle. What about in class C? It is less than 180. That means the output will be in positive or negative, it will be less than 180 degree. The efficiency of this class of operation is much higher and can reach very close to 100%. The efficiency of this class of operation is much higher and it can reach for 100%. In class C operation, the transistor is biased well behind cutoff region. You can observe here Q point. Okay, it is here. Okay, it is below the x-axis. You can observe the waveform. Okay, this is the, if you take this total input, okay, only this much will be produced. In class AB amplifiers, if the Q point and the input signal are selected such that the output signal is obtained for more than 180 degree, it is obtained for more than 180 degree, but less than 360 degree for a full input cycle. The transistor conducts for full positive cycle. It will conduct for full positive off cycle and part of negative off cycle. The efficiency of this class AB amplifier is 50 to 78.5%. It is less than class A but less than class B. It is higher than class A but less than class B. This is what the waveform for that. When we compare the classifications A, B, C and AB, this is the class collector current flows. For A, class A, 360 degree. For class B, 180 degree. For class C, less than 180 degree. For class AB, 180 to 360 degree. Position of Q point is, you can observe position of Q point. This is center. Okay, center on the DC load line. This one Q point is center on the DC load line. What about in class B? It is Q point is on the x-axis. For class C, below x-axis. And for class AB, above x-axis. Center of load line on x-axis and below x-axis, above x-axis but below the center of load line. What about efficiency? Efficiency poor, 25% to 50% better, 78.5% high. It is nearly 100% higher than A but less than B, 50 to 78.5%. What about distortion? Absent. No distortion in this class A. Distortion is present. It is more than class A. In this highest distortion will be high, and this also it will be present. Okay. What about power dissipation? Power dissipation in transistor. In class A it is very high and class B low. In class C very low. In class AB moderate. What about nature of output current waveform? This is the output current waveform for class A. It will conduct for 360, okay, full cycle. For class B, only half cycle, okay. This is half cycle. It is less than 180 degree. In this, it is greater than 180 degree, but less than 360 degree, okay. Greater than 180 degree, but less than 360 degree. Class A power amplifier types. First is series fed directly coupled. Second is transformer coupled. Series fed directly coupled class A amplifier. First we shall read about series fed directly coupled class A amplifier. Why we call directly coupled? Do you think that why we call that? We shall know about that. A simple fixed bias circuit can be used as a large signal class A amplifier. As shown in the figure is a power transistor, a simple fixed bias. I think you remember in first model we read about fixed bias circuit. It is similar to fixed bias circuit, but in collector, okay. Instead of RC, we use here load resistance. Directly load resistance is connected for collector. That's why we call directly coupled class A amplifier. Okay. The value of RB is selected in such a way that Q point lies at the center of the DC load line. Center of the DC load line means like this. Okay, this is the DC load line. This is a IC. Okay, this one is IC and this one is VCE. Center DC load line means this is a Q point. Okay, the value of RB is selected in such a way that the Q point lies at the center of the DC load line. The circuit represents the directly coupled class A amplifier as the load resistance is directly connected in the collector circuit. You can observe here the collector is here. It is directly connected and it is connected in series. This is called directly coupled as the load resistance is directly connected in the collector circuit of a power transistor. This is the diagram for series fed class A amplifier, large signal class A amplifier. DC operation. The expression for IBQ is obtained applying KVL to the base emitter loop with VB is equal to 0.7. IBQ is equal to IBQ from this equation what we can write? Base emitter loop. Okay, if we consider base emitter loop, then what we will get? IBQ is equal to VCC minus VBE divided by RB. Okay, this one. Next, ICQ is equal to beta into IBQ. Applying KVL to the collector circuit, the corresponding collector to emitter voltage is VCEQ is equal to VCC minus ICQ into RL. When you apply the collector emitter loop, okay, when you consider collector, VCC and ground, when you consider these things, when you apply loop, you will get the equation VCEQ is equal to VCC minus ICQ RL. We already read about in first module, okay, collector emitter loop and base emitter loop. We will write equations for that, okay. In base emitter loop we will find out IB, and in collector emitter loop we will find out VCE, okay. Hence Q point can be defined as Q. Here you can see, I think Q coordinates are IC comma VCE, okay. Q coordinates are IC comma VCE. That is what here, okay. Q coordinates are VCQ comma ICQ. DC power input. DC power input is equal to PDC is equal to VCC into ICQ. AC operation. When an input signal is applied, the base current wave is sinusoidally. They are saying that when you apply the input AC signal, the base current will vary sinusoidally. Assuming that the nonlinear distortion is absent. They are assuming that non-linear distortion, some distortion, okay. In electronic devices it will be some distortions, okay. When you apply the signal, there will be a non-linear distortion. They assume that distortion is absent. The nature of the collector current and collector to emitter voltage also varies sinusoidally, as shown graphically in the figure 2. This is what they have shown the graphically. This is the input waveform, okay. Output, what we got is output, and Q is the center of the load line. If we sub this VCC divided by RL, and how we got VCC, this one is VCC. In first module only I have said when transistor is in saturation condition, first we will substitute IC as 0 and we will get VCE value. Next we will substitute VCE as 0 and we will get the value of IC, okay. AC power output, V minimum is equal to, what is V minimum? Minimum instantaneous value of the collector output voltage. V maximum is maximum instantaneous value of the collector output voltage. V peak to peak is equal to peak value of AC output voltage across the load. V peak to peak is equal to V max minus V minimum. Vm is equal to amplitude of AC output voltage as shown in figure, that is amplitude of AC output voltage. Vm is equal to V peak to peak divided by 2, that is V max minus V minimum divided by 2. Similarly, we can write that for the output current as, similarly what we wrote for voltage, similarly for current also we can write that Im is equal to I peak to peak divided by 2 is equal to I max minus I minimum divided by 2, okay. Next, hence the RMS value of alternating output voltage and current can be obtained as Vrms is equal to Vm divided by root 2. What about IRMS? IRMS is equal to Im divided by root 2. Hence, we can write Vrms is equal to IRMS into RL. Vm is equal to Im into RL. The AC power delivered by the amplifier to the load can be expressed by using RMS values, maximum peak values and peak to peak values of output voltage and current. Using RMS values, PAC is equal to Vrms into Irms. That can be written as I square RMS into RL is equal to V RMS square divided by RL. Using peak values, using peak values, PAC is equal to Vrms into Irms is equal to Vm Im divided by 2 is equal to, that can be written as Im square into RL divided by 2. That can be written as Vm square divided by 2RL. Okay. These are the different forms. Okay. Using peak to peak values, PAC is equal to Vm into Im into divided by 2. That can be written as, what we will write, Vm value is V peak to peak divided by 2. Im value is I peak to peak divided by 2 whole divided by 2. That can be written as V peak to peak into I peak to peak divided by 8. That can be written as I peak to peak square into RL divided by 8 is equal to V peak to peak square divided by 8 RL. Okay. Next, PAC is equal to Vmax minus V minimum into Imax minus I minimum divided by 8. What about V peak to peak? V peak to peak is Vmax minus V minimum divided by 2. Okay, that is what I have substituted here. V peak to peak is Vmax minus V minimum. I peak to peak is Imax minus I minimum. That is what I have substituted. Efficiency, percentage of efficiency is equal to PAC divided by PDC into 100. Percentage of efficiency is equal to Vmax minus V minimum, Imax minus I minimum divided by 8 into VCC into ICQ. PDC value is VCC into ICQ. Okay. That is what, if you substitute, you will get Vmax minus V minimum, Imax minus I minimum into 100 divided by 8 VCC ICQ. This is efficiency. Maximum efficiency. Maximum efficiency, Vmax is equal to VCC and V minimum is equal to 0. Imax is equal to 2 ICQ and I minimum is equal to 0. These are the two conditions for maximum swing. Percentage of maximum, if eta is equal to, eta maximum is equal to VCC minus 0. Okay, substitute the values in this. V minimum value is 0 and V maximum value is VCC and I maximum value is 2 ICQ and I minimum value is 0. If you substitute, you will get 2 VCC ICQ divided by 8 VCC in ICQ into 100. You will get 25%. For practical circuit, it is much less than 25% of the order of 10 to 15%. Next is power dissipation. Power PD is equal to power dissipation. PD is equal to PDC is equal to, PD is equal to PDC minus PAC. PD maximum is equal to VCC into ICQ. Next, advantages. The circuit is simple to design and to implement. It is simple to design and to implement. The load is connected directly in the collector circuit, hence the output transformer is not necessary. This makes the circuit cheaper. Less number of components required as load is directly coupled. What about disadvantage? The load resistance is direct. The advantage is load is directly connected, components required is less, and it is cheaper also. But what about disadvantage? Disadvantage, the load resistance is directly connected in collector and carries the quiescent collector current. This causes considerably wastage of power. Power dissipation is more Hence, power dissipation arrangements like heat sink are essential. The output impedance is high, hence circuit cannot be used for low impedance loads such as loudspeakers. The efficiency is very poor. The efficiency is very poor due to large power dissipation. Next is problems. Okay, a series fed class A amplifier shown in figure operates from DC source and applied sinusoidal input signal generates peak base current 9 milliamps. Calculate quiescent current ICQ and VCEQ, DC input PDC, AC output power PAC, efficiency. Assume they are set beta is equal to 50, VB is equal to 0.7. First we shall find out, this is the given diagram. Okay. IBQ is equal to VCC minus VB divided by RB. Find out IBQ. We know the value of VCC is 20. VB is 0.7. RB value they have given 1.5 kilo ohm. Substitute, you'll get 12.87 milliamps. What about ICQ? ICQ is equal to IBQ into beta. Beta they have given 50. Substitute, you'll get 643.50 milliamps. Next, VCC. VCC is equal to ICQ RL plus VCEQ. VCEQ is equal to VCC minus ICQ RL. We know the value of VCC is 20. ICQ value is 643.50 milliamps. And what about RL? RL is 16 ohm. Substitute, you'll get 9.70 volts. Okay. PDC. PDC is equal to VCC into ICQ. What we get? VCC is 20 and ICQ 643.50 milliamps. So substitute, you'll get 12.87 watts. IC is equal to beta into IB. 50 into 9. 50 into small IB value. Okay, small IB value is 50 into 9, 450 milliamps. This is the peak value. Okay. IC RMS is equal to IC peak divided by square root of 2. They have given that input signal generates peak base current, that is small IB peak base current is 9 milliamps. So small IB is equal to 9 milliamps. So 450 milliamps. Okay, this one 450 milliamps peak value. IC RMS is equal to IC peak divided by square root of 2 is equal to 450 divided by square root of 2. You will get 318.19 milliamps. Next to PAC. PAC is equal to I square RMS into RL. I square RMS value is 318.19 into 10 to the power of minus 3 whole square into 16 RL value. So you will get 1.619 watt. Efficiency is equal to what? PAC divided by PDC into 100. What about PAC? PAC 1.619 watts. What about PDC? PDC is equal to 12.87 watts into 100, you will get 12.58%. Okay. Next is transformer coupled class A amplifier. This I will explain in next class. Okay.